Hey, this is Ryan from ClovisStar.com here in the Netherlands. It's the 4th of February 2018. We are currently traveling in Europe. I am doing some journalism and I want to talk a little bit about it. Currently we're doing a documentary on Brexit and I'm interviewing people and getting a feel for Europe and why England would be so decisive on such a major decision such as leaving the European Union. A lot of other countries have tried to follow suit. There was Brexit, there was Dexit, there was all these others, all these European countries that were putting this to a vote, but England succeeded in that. Their people decided to leave the European Union. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why I do journalism the way I do it. There's a lot of different styles of journalism. I personally just like the honesty of Gonzo Journalism. Kind of coined by Hunter S. Thompson. It existed before him, but he really put his name on that and made Gonzo Journalism more well known. And basically, it's where the reporter, the journalist, puts themselves in the story, whereas it's a very first-person point of view. It's sort of editorial journalism. And I think that's a little more honest, a little more direct, so people don't have to consider, what's the angle here? They don't have to dig through and figure it out. They can, pretty well see what the angle is and what the bias is immediately. And I think that's why I'm very insisting on when I open up commentary on my videos. And I don't have to. I could make commentary not allowed on my videos, but I open up commentary. And I insist that if people are going to be critical and if people are going to do what I think often is trolling, that they ought to at least have their own, content. They ought to at least show where their angle is, what bias they have. If they won't, if it's just dishonest, commentary, criticism, or trolling, then I really don't have a lot of time for it, and I'll either ignore them or block them. But if they at least have their own content, for example, this atheist, Aaron Ra, he is very confrontational, very trollish. I would consider his type of activism very trollish, where he goes around and tries to ambush people into an interview or into some sort of a discussion. And, he doesn't consider their facts, he doesn't consider their point of view, but he has a message and he preaches it, and he does it in sort of an ambush style. But that he at least owns his opinion and shows his bias. I let him comment, and I've never deleted anything he's put or blocked him. We disagree, but at least he's thoughtful, and at least he has owned his own opinion. But there's a lot of people who come, and I don't think it's a lot, I think it's one person specifically, maybe two, that create multiple accounts. You'll see they have no content, no subscribers, or maybe 4 or 5 people that, are just puppet accounts, sock puppet accounts of theirs. And they're the most vocal. They have no content of their own, but they have a lot of opinions that they'll put on text, and into a comment. And so I think YouTube is a great platform because, even if I block them, they still have the option of making their own content, their own video, or whatever, and putting it out there. I can't dictate whether they can or cannot put that out there. YouTube decides that, and I think that's a good platform. If people want to converse, say I make a video, someone disagrees with what I say, or even if they agree, then they can make a video commentary and post it. And I have no say whether that is allowed or not. That's all YouTube. Now, on that subject, with censorship, social media censorship, Project Veritas just did a bunch of interviews with Twitter employees showing that they have a very strong bias against conservatives. And they have filters designed to weed out conservative opinions and shadow ban people. So with that, I've tried to create some of my own content sources with my own websites and domains and promote those that are less biased, like Elo. And so I'll continue to find more of those sources and and promote and engage in those sources. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all have a very strong bias against conservatism. So, excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and weed out those platforms from my media sources as much as possible, and play with those other sources and test them. Like LO is one, Daily Motion is another. They're less biased as far as shadow banning and content promotion. So with that also, I recommend Project Veritas. I want you guys to take a look at that recent report they did. I think it was in January 2018 that they released a bunch of interviews they did with Twitter employees, and it's very revealing. Facebook has been caught doing that as well, like I said, and so is YouTube. And then they have, like Facebook with this whole fake media, fake news filtering, and they use Snopes for that. Snopes is a terrible company. The owner got caught embezzling funds and paying prostitutes, and their content is very, very biased. It's very obvious. They're very left-leaning Hillary supporters at that, and so I don't trust that. I don't trust Facebook using them. So anyway, I still use Facebook, but much more rarely than before. And also, one more thing about Clovis Star on YouTube, while I'm still using it, who knows how long that'll last. But I have started making my videos unlisted, and then I put them in a playlist so that it's easier to find topics. Rather than just, titles, it's easier to find first the topic you're interested in, and then the title of the video, so you know if you're interested in the content before spending any time on it. So I've put a lot of that out. I have put a lot of time into making that. So anyway, I've reclassified and remade all of my content the way that it shows up on YouTube, so that it's easier to find. So if you see that some of my videos are unlisted, that is on purpose. It's just to remove all the clutter from my YouTube channel, and then in place of that, there's playlists that are defined by topic. It just makes it a lot easier to sort through. And so there's that. As it evolves, I'll make more content to describe how it's changed. And soon enough, I'll have this Brexit documentary released. I don't know when. I'm thinking it's going to be by September. But I definitely want to get everybody's opinions in these nation states here in the EU. Like, we're close to Brussels here in the Netherlands, and I'll definitely be going to Belgium, and that's the headquarters of the EU in Brussels. So I'll be interviewing people there. I've interviewed people in Ireland and in England, and I may get around to Scotland again before September, and I'll release that documentary on what's going on here with Brexit and with people leaving these centralized governments. I think it's a good thing, personally. Anyway, thanks for taking a listen, and take care. Bye.